Hey everybody, wanted to share a story with you today. This is something that most of you do not think of when people are going through a mortgage transaction. We always stress, make all of your payments on time, do not have your credit pulled, just use basic common sense going through a mortgage transaction. Well, this is something that's popped up recently with one of my clients that I wanted to share with you that could affect anyone, and it's not something that you really think deeply about. So the story goes, a client of mine put a contract in on a new construction home 8 months ago. Obviously, new construction these days is taking 8, 9 to 10 months, right? So going through that transaction, we can't stress enough, make all of your payments on time. Make sure you don't go finance any other new debts, don't have your credit pulled, etc., etc. What's rarely talked about is the fact that if you pay off all of your debts and you go 6 months or more with no credit reporting on your credit report, or no payments reporting on your credit report, sometimes you could get to the end to when we have to update your credit report before closing and you have no credit scores, which is what has happened. Basically, my client retired, which is great. She retired a couple of months after she put her contract in, and we knew that her retirement money and income and whatnot was going to be plenty and suffice enough to carry the loan to qualify. So what she did, and what she didn't notify me of, was when she retired, she paid off all of her debts, which weren't much, a couple of credit cards, small auto loan, but she paid everything off. This was 7 months ago. So she came back to me. Of course, we spoke during the process and I stayed engaged with her, but she came back to me to start that road towards the final closing once the home was close to complete. We updated her credit report, no credit scores. She paid off all of her debt, and then there was no new debt reporting, no new payments reporting on that report, so she has no credit scores. So the secondary market and the jumbo market require a minimum of 2 credit scores in order to qualify you for a mortgage. If you go 6 months or more with no activity, you will not have credit scores. So what we've had to do, was postpone the closing, obviously, and reluctantly actually, and luckily, the builder has agreed to push the closing. So she's had to go out and take on a credit card and make a few purchases, and hopefully after 30 days of reporting, after that first payment, she should have 2 credit scores and we can get her closed. But I can't stress enough, if you're going through a long transaction or a new build and you're waiting on a home to be built, obviously make your payments on time, don't have your credit pulled, no new financing, and please do not pay off your debts. Although that's a good thing, it can be negative in a mortgage transaction as we're going through right now. So always reach out to me. Always, myself or my team, the number below. We're glad to help you with anything that you need and answer any questions that you have.